So Susie, I've got some more exciting news from Bruno. We're going straight to Bruno in the main control room. So Bruno, give us your update now, please.
So we've just reached the second most critical milestone in this LEOP, which is the deployment of the solar arrays. Just a couple of minutes ago, the last pyros that are cutting the knives of the cables that hold the solar arrays have been fired successfully. And you can see on the screen up there a representation of the spacecraft, and the panel on the left side has just started to deploy. On the left side to that scheme, you see the power consumption and the power production of the spacecraft. The red line indicates that we were consuming power from the batteries. That means we were negative. It was below the scale. And now the blue line shows that the satellite has started to produce its own electricity. So the solar panels on that side have started to deploy. A number of the panels, the sub-panels, are already in their position. They are deployed. They are not yet locked, but they're reaching there. I just got information that one of the wings now looks deployed at microswitch level. That means it's in its final position. And you see that successively the power starts increasing as each of the panels unfolds. I recall that these are some of the largest solar panels ever flown an interplanetary mission. They have 27 meters from one edge to the other edge. In total, they have an area of 85 square meters of solar panels. Close to the Earth, they're able to produce a lot of power, but once we get to Jupiter, it will only produce a few hundred watts. Nevertheless, the process is ongoing. This is a very exciting moment for us. If it all works out, if the two panels successfully completely deploy, we will have a mission ready to fly to Jupiter. We will still need to do a lot of work to configure the satellite for cruise and to configure the satellite for the commissioning phase that comes afterwards. That is the phase where we test all the equipment to make sure that everything is still fully functioning. But I keep hearing my colleagues saying that switches keep registering the panels unfolding. So everything is going quite nominally at this point. It will take a few more minutes. I think we're almost ready. The wing on the right side also started to deploy nominally, and some of the switches already indicating that they are in the deployed position. As the power increases steadily, it will not increase non-stop. At one point, it will reach the limit of power that the spacecraft is able to consume, and it will not produce more than that. It automatically regulates itself only to produce as much as the satellite needs, although at this distance from the sun, it is able to produce a lot more. The batteries are already being recharged, so there is already an excess of power coming from the solar rays that allows us to refill the batteries. I recall you that the satellite has been working on batteries ever since a few minutes before the actual launch of Ariane 5. We went to internal power, and the spacecraft has been using its internal batteries to keep everything up and running. Now it's moving on to the solar rays, it's producing its own energy, and it's able to refill the batteries. Confirmation -Y, that's the right side of the spacecraft. -Y wing has just also completely deployed at microswitch level. So this is a good sign.
We have successful deployment of the solar arrays. We have a mission. We are flying to Jupiter. We go there fully loaded with questions. Europe is getting there, Jupiter. Get ready for it.
I hope you just heard Andrea Komatsu announcing on the briefing loop that Europe has a mission. We are on our way to Jupiter. We have power. Both solar arrays are fully deployed. The satellite is fully functioning. After a little scare, coming late to talk to us, the satellite is finally there. And what a beauty, what a beauty. What a great satellite, what a great mission. Congratulations to everybody involved. Congratulations to the rocket, to the teams on the ground, to the teams here at ESOC that are now taking control. I will hand it back to you, Matt. There is not much to say. We have a fantastic mission ongoing, and what a pleasure! What a pleasure it has been to share this moment with you.
Yeah, absolutely. The early tense has made this all the better. I mean, I've got a little party going on in my room. So, so I want to remind. I mean, it's just how brilliant is this? I want to remind our watchers that they can also participate in this amazing day. Simply use the hashtag Ask ESA on social media, and we'll try and get your questions answered. We have one actually coming in from Twitter, which is how is JUICE able to explore Jupiter's moons in depth while it remains in orbit? It's a great question, and it's really good timing, because we've got Rosario Laurenti, who is a real scientist working in the JUICE Science Operations Centre. Hello, Rosario.
Hi, Matt.
So before we get to that question, actually, of how is it able to do it, let's talk about this 8-year journey, because this is something else that's been coming up on Twitter quite a lot. Is people asking, what are the scientists going to be doing in this 8-year journey? And I'm assuming you're not just going to be sitting around drinking coffee. So, what are you going to be doing in this 8-year stretch?
Yeah. You are right. Yes, this is just the starting point, but we have to be prepared and to prepare the instruments to be sure that they are ready when we arrive to Jupiter. And one of the things we will be doing is to prepare all the scientific operations we will be running when touring around Jupiter. Why is this so important? We know already that these operations will be really, really intense. And we know that we have to do the best of every opportunity. We will have to look at Jupiter, to look at its moons, its rings, its magnetosphere, every character in this super scenario. And we know that we are flying one of the most powerful payloads to be flown already to the outer solar system. And for us, it's like organizing a super orchestra and trying to play a great symphony with the best instruments, the best players. And this is impossible without a rehearsal, without a script. So for us, our symphony is the science return of the mission, and we have to make the most of it. And